Good evening from St. Louis. It is quiet tonight. It will be, though, an active weather day as we push into your Friday. And as a consequence, we have a weather impact alert day coming your way on Friday. And here's why. There's the potential severe weather. Storm Prediction Center, in the last update that we had from the afternoon hours on Thursday, actually bumped it up to a level 2 risk here across the middle and parts of eastern Missouri down into far northern portions of Arkansas. I would bet that the worst of this is probably southwest of St. Louis from Herman to Rolla down towards Lesterville and Centerville, if it's going to be all that bad. Now, that's a big if. Now, the risk area drops as you approach St. Louis, level 1 here for the metro area down in Monroe County and parts of Randolph County, even a part of Madison and St. Clair County. But most of this is west of the Mississippi River where the greater concerns are. There could be some afternoon, late afternoon, and evening storms that have some strong gusty winds. Certainly downpours are on the table, and that potential for a weak tornado if we can get those storms to spin. And it appears that that may be something that we end up dealing with. May. It's not a guarantee here. Downpours, I think many of us probably will end up with at least one downpour. But we're talking in the second round. There's 2 rounds of showers and thunderstorms that we may encounter here as we work our way through Friday. The first one's coming in after the morning rush hour, maybe through about lunchtime, early afternoon. It shifts off to the east. It's weakening. That's not the big one. You know, the potential for the severe weather comes with the second wave, 4 o'clock through 11 o'clock, and there's still a lot of uncertainty. How much instability, how much heating happens after the first wave. So bottom line is not to be alarmed. You know, sure, there could be a few brief tornadoes. They're going to be really small, really short-lived if we see them develop. And most likely they are not going to be in the metro area. So at this point, we're just staying aware on Friday of what's going on, kind of checking up on the forecast every couple of 3 hours, looking at the radar, seeing what's happening. But there is a potential we might have some gusty winds and some power outages. Reason being is we're already seeing showers and thunderstorms well to our north here. Energy's been working out of the Intermountain region, now over the plains. It's going to take a dip towards the southeast in this upper level pattern, which will drive these showers and thunderstorms onto the south and southeast. Now, the ones we're watching specifically tonight are here across Nebraska. That's a pretty good cluster of showers and thunderstorms that's been developing here. Already showing some signs of having peaked and now starting to weaken a little bit. But this should hold together through the overnight hours in some way, shape, or form. And it'll continue to march towards the southeast. Now, western Missouri has had some scattered showers today. The humidity is much higher in western Missouri than it has been as you get closer to the Mississippi River and then east into Illinois. As the winds overnight turn more to the southeast and eventually tomorrow to the south, we will open the door to get that more humid air back in across the bi-state region. One of the ingredients we definitely would need to see severe weather. Now, the timing on this may adjust a little forward, a little backward. You know, it may be too fast, too slow. These are the high-resolution models that we look at. Each one of them, there's a whole host of them. Every one of them is a little bit different, okay? But it gives us the general idea of what's going to happen. This should not be severe weather coming at us as we head towards 7, 8, 9 o'clock here on Friday morning. Maybe downpours, and wouldn't be surprised to see some 25 or 30 mile per hour wind gusts. But notice how this really just weakens quite a bit as it pushes through the area. Now, this is 9 o'clock. We're still looking at those showers around the area, maybe some rumbles of thunder. There could be a little more regeneration here as we head towards 11 o'clock, but this is not the main part of the system. This is just the first wave of showers and thunderstorms. And behind this first wave, the question that really is, you know, the wild card here is how fast do the clouds break up? How fast do they thin out? Or do we actually end up with clouds for much of the afternoon, holding our temperatures down some? That reduces the storm fuel, right? We still have the front. Either way, the actual front itself is still back to the north and west. So along that, we will watch for that development to happen during the late afternoon into the evening hours. The potential is that some of these storms not only producing downpours, but some gusty winds, along with the potential maybe of a little bit of hail, but it'll be the possibility that some of these storms may be able to get that atmosphere spinning just a little bit. And to be honest, I'd say this is a little overdone in intensity, based on what we've seen with some of the other computer models. Reality is we're going to get through it together. We'll monitor it. We'll track what develops. Once we start seeing it develop and we kind of see what the space is around it, what the ingredients, what ones are available and what ones aren't available, then we have a better idea of if it's really going to be a problem or not. Bottom line is the weather impact alerts, just to give you that early heads up that, there could be something going on tomorrow afternoon that impacts you. Now for the weekend, we don't expect any severe weather. That chance is gone once the front pushes through. But here's the thing. This is more like an autumn system, and a very fall-like upper-level system drops over us here as we head into Saturday. That keeps us mainly cloudy throughout the day. It also brings occasional showers through the St. Louis area. So most of us will probably see some rain at some point on Saturday. It's not going to rain all day Saturday, but most of us will see some rain at some point. It's also going to be cooler. Temperatures won't get out of the 70s. All right, now, thing to notice here, and this is the storm energy and the winds aloft. Traditionally, we like to have the winds aloft, right over the storm energy, kind of fueling things along. You notice that the storm energy is highest. That's the solid colors here, where our jet stream, our stronger winds aloft, are farther back to the west here. So they're not really perfectly lined up. They may be lined up well enough to create some strong to severe thunderstorms. But again, getting severe weather at any one spot takes a lot of ingredients, especially if you're really going to get intense thunderstorms that are more widespread. We're thinking this is more of an isolated event in terms of the strongest storms. Now, the downpours, that you can check that box. I think we're going to see a couple of waves with some heavier rain as we go into Friday and then Friday evening. But again, as we head past 8, 9 o'clock, you really start to see that juice, the storm energy, go down, and you're not seeing a lot of wind aloft coinciding with it. For this time of year, that's fairly strong. But again, this is not a springtime storm setup. So our area of greatest concern is to the west and southwest of St. Louis. It seems like this is where some of the storms might have the better ingredients to try to rotate and create maybe a brief tornado. The gusty winds are still on the table for sure, but it's isolated to scattered strong to severe storms. I don't think we're looking at, a lot of us seeing. I think a lot of us will have thunder and downpours, but I don't think a lot of us are going to get severe weather. But what you just need to do is stay up to date and make sure you're checking in the radar on the app, on the Live Radar 24/7. That's a QR code. It's always streaming on this app. All day, every day, all the time. Live Radar 24/7. It's always there for you. All right, rainfall out of this. There can be some pretty decent rainfall amounts. Let's be honest, we can't pinpoint exactly, where there might be some localized 1 to 3 inch amounts, but I think a half an inch to an inch is a fairly good estimate for most of us. And then if you're under the heavier downpours, then you end up with, locally 1.5 to 2.5, 3 inches or more. But it keeps moving. It's not all at the same exact time. So our flood potential isn't great. It's not exceptionally high. All that to say that, yeah, there is still the potential you could have some flash flooding, but it looks like it would be more urban kind of traditional and not the big kind of flash flooding. 87 degrees was the high, 68 were the low. Those numbers are below average for the end of July. Temperatures tonight, right on target for this time of year, 71. Clouds continue to lower and thicken. You may get some showers here west of St. Louis just before daybreak. I meant to put some clouds on this graphic because it is not going to be bright and sunny tomorrow. It is going to be mostly cloudy. The rain chances will peak during the morning, and then they go back up after about 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening hours. So there will be some dry time tomorrow, but I think once those showers roll in, you've got the chance lingering for about 2 to 4 hours at any one spot. Weather impact alert continues here on Friday. Low 80s for highs, then we'll bounce those temperatures back into the low 90s by the end of next week. Does look like next weekend will be more typical for August. This weekend, Saturday's August 1st. It's not going to be a typical August weekend. Once those storms roll through Friday evening, We basically are mostly cloudy going into Saturday. It's breezy, and I've got 77 up there. I don't know that we'll make it to 77. Some places we probably will not. It's kind of shocking, I know. All right, if you're doing the area lakes this weekend, again, a bit unusual in that Saturday temperatures being under this upper level system will only be in the 70s. Even in the areas that get a little bit of sunshine, like Table Rock Lake, only in the 70s. Now, it does warm up at Lake of the Ozarks and at Table Rock going into Sunday, and it gets brighter, and there's no question the water temperatures across the area at our area lakes are quite warm, low to mid 80s on that right now. So there it is, your next 10 days. Weather impact alert for Friday. We'll keep you updated.